All right, so it's been 4 months. Pixel Watch has been out for a little bit, came out last October, and I've been using it consistently since then. Now, just for a little bit of clarity, I did come from an Apple Watch Series 3, as I've never really been a huge smartwatch person, but that watch did everything that I needed it to do, such as give me notifications, allowed me to check my heart rate, some light sleep tracking, and even track some of my exercises and workouts, which is all I really needed it to do. But I didn't realize how good the Apple Watch was until I came over to the Pixel Watch. Now, this is not a video to compare the Apple Watch with the Pixel Watch and decide which one is better, but rather I just want to give my thoughts and opinions after using this watch for the past 4 months. So let's jump into it, and let's first talk about the build quality. Now, I feel like this device is very solid. I like the way that it looks. I feel like it's well built. I don't really have any issues with that. I work in the construction field, and I typically will take this out caseless. So I don't have a screen protector on it. I don't have a case on it or anything like that. And so far I don't have any large scratches or cracks or anything, any dings. It's built really, really well. It's built well enough for my needs and to withstand what I needed to do. So I will say kudos to Google for that. You did a good job with build quality. There was a durability test that I saw not too long ago. I'll see if I can link it down below, in which it went up against the Apple Watch Ultra and I believe the Galaxy Watch, and the Pixel Watch did really, really well. So I don't have any concerns about it breaking or falling apart, nothing like that. So far it's been pretty good. But let's move over and talk about some of the functionality, right? I mentioned I'm not a heavy smartwatch person, so I don't necessarily need those Boss Dog, smartwatches that will last anywhere from 3 to 5 days. I just want something that will get me through a solid 2 days, especially being that one of the main things that I was looking forward to is utilizing sleep tracking. Now, unfortunately with the Pixel Watch, it's not known for having great battery life. It's not terrible like a lot of people said when it first came out, but it's also not great, and for weird reasons. Now, number one, it doesn't have the largest battery in it. Okay, I'll have to double check what the specs are on the battery, but it doesn't have a large battery. Number two, if you don't have a large battery, then you probably don't need it doing things like checking the pulse of your heart rate every single second. I don't know why Google made that decision. That's a weird decision to make. And with all of those features, I've been able to get anywhere from 24 to 30 hours, somewhere in that vicinity, with always on display turned off and some other settings kind of dialed in. But I shouldn't have to do that just to get a single day of usage out of this watch. The other thing, I like using always on display. When I turn it on, I get roughly 16 to 18 hours of usage, which is not enough for sleep tracking. Now, I will say the saving grace with that is the fact that the Pixel Watch does charge pretty fast. I can put it on the charger while I go take a shower, and about 20-30 minutes, I can come back and have enough to get me through the night to sleep track, and then still be able to use it the next day and not have too many problems there. So I will say they managed the best with what they could, but battery life could be a lot better. Now let's briefly talk about the software experience. As you can see, I got it on Do Not Disturb, so hopefully I don't get any notifications or anything like that. But yeah, Wear OS 3.0 or 3 whatever version this is that they're using, they say it's a special version for the Pixel Watch, and it's pretty solid. I mean, it's snappy. I haven't had any like huge hiccups or anything like that as far as like, slowdown or anything like that. But yeah, it's pretty good in that vicinity. I'll say it's right on par with the Apple Watch SE, if not maybe a little bit better in some areas, but that's kind of debatable. So I'm not going to focus on that too much. But yeah, I like the performance. It is snappy. I will tell you that. The other thing though is there's not a lot of features here though. I mean, you have, your basic apps that come with Fitbit. For Fitbit integration, you've got some of your Google apps. You do have the Home app, which Google says is one of their Pixel-like features because it's integrated into your home devices that you can then control from your watch. I do like that. I'm not nitpicking about that, but the other end of it is outside of that, there's no like real huge Pixel-like features. And that's kind of what Pixel devices are known for. Pixel phones, they get feature drops, they get things like clear calling, they get hold for me, and all of these other feature drops that Google will release over time. And the Pixel Watch just kind of feels very bare bones to me. There's none of that implementation here. And it sounds like maybe we're getting the first feature drop soon, which is fall detection, which, yeah, it's nice, but to me, that's not really a Pixel exclusive feature. It's something that's kind of standard on a lot of watches that are out today. So I don't really see where Google goes from here. I haven't really heard anything about a Pixel Watch 2 coming out this year, unless Google was able to keep that very tight-lipped. But I feel like they really need to update the software and add more Pixel features to make it work better with the phone for it to be an overall better device. I'll give you an example. On my Apple Watch, when I set an alarm, I can actually set it so that my wrist will vibrate in the morning instead of the loud alarm sound going off when it wakes me up. And I like that feature. Another thing is when I set Do Not Disturb on my Apple Watch, it also transfers over to my phone and vice versa. Here on the Pixel Watch with the Pixel phone there's just no continuity. It doesn't do a lot of that. It's almost like they don't talk to each other outside of forwarding notifications and emails and messages and stuff like that. And I really wish that Google would address that and change it, because man, if they could do that, I swear they'd really have like a home run. They really could have knocked this out of the park. And some of those small missteps just kind of hold it back from being, something really, really great. Now, I will continue to use this because I am a Pixel enthusiast, so I will continue to track what Google does with this watch. But if someone were to ask me, should they pick up the Pixel Watch, I would tell them under certain conditions. So, number one, I think this watch is entirely too overpriced. It came out at $349 for the Wi-Fi version and $399 for the LTE version, which has worse battery life because you're using, cellular antennas and things like that in the watch. I don't think it's worth that. I think this is a scenario where Google has been working on it for so long that at this point they really just needed to get it out, and they're trying to recoup some of their money because I don't think that they were going to sell a lot of these Pixel watches. So my advice is, if you're a Pixel enthusiast like me, then yes, pick one up, but pick one up only if it's on sale. I think this is worth about $299 or $250 if you can find it from a second party or anything like that. If you can find it for that price, yeah, go ahead and pick one up. If not, don't buy it. There's other options out there that I feel are a little bit better if you're just looking for a smartwatch that does all those things. Especially if you're on Android, you have the TicWatch series, and you also have the Galaxy Watch series as well, which is also running Wear OS. So the experience is going to be largely similar. And that's where I kind of feel like Google dropped the ball on this one. It really could have been something vastly different than what's already out there. And hopefully Google will make those changes. But those are just my thoughts on the Pixel Watch after owning it, like I said, for the past 4 months. What are yours? Let me know down below. If you own a Pixel Watch, what has your experience been like? How's your battery life? Are you using it for sleep tracking, things of that nature? And let's have a discussion about it. As always, if you find value out of this content, please like and subscribe. Remember, we are on the road to 10,000 subscribers, so a subscribe would be much appreciated. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.